Yo, people, what to do? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Tony, aka Two Tone, and in today's video, we are doing a match preview between Chelsea versus Barcelona, round 5 of the Champions League. I believe this is a big match, man. You not only think of historically what it has meant to play against each other in 14 matches dating back to 1999. Chelsea has 4 wins, Barcelona has 4 wins, and there's been 6 draws. In our history, there's little to nothing that separates the two. And as a Barcelona fan, I'll admit, I have a lot of respect for Chelsea and how they move and what they do. And I'm hoping and I'm sure that even controversy aside, I'm pretty sure a lot of them probably still not over what happened in 2009. But nonetheless, I'm pretty sure most Chelsea fans have a respect and admiration, at least, as far as what Barcelona means in the Champions League and how we've had to go against them in head-to-head. But I digress. This video, again, is a match preview. We're going to be talking about the club's form, where we're sitting at in the table, injuries, my predicted starting 11, and my predictions for the match. So, getting this video started, you look at Barcelona, who's currently sitting second in La Liga, and Chelsea's sitting second in the Premier League. Barcelona has 13 matches played, 31 points. Chelsea has 12 matches played, 23 points. But more importantly, where we stand in the Champions League table is Barcelona is currently sitting at 11th with 4 matches played, 7 points with a 5-goal difference. And Chelsea, 1 point lower, sitting at 12th. 4 matches played, 4 matches played, 7 points as well, with a 3-goal difference. So, all in all, as far as the Champions League form, there's little to nothing that separates us. The only reason why we have such a big goal difference sitting at 5 is because we beat Olympiacos 6-1. And before that red card, it was really a closer game than what the final score ended up showing. But after that red card, being on the road, it's going to be hard to keep Hansi Flick's Barcelona out the net, and that's where we started running up goals. If it wasn't for that, we could be talking about Chelsea sitting at 11th and Barcelona's in 12th. Again, I believe it's only separating us because of the goal difference. So this is a big match between both of these two teams, because the winner of this match, if somebody gets all 3 points, I believe that winner of the match is probably going to put themselves in a position where they don't have to worry about a round of 16 knockout little playoff that you have to play in this new format in the Champions League. And if you end up losing this match, you probably are going to end up playing in that. And so that's up to 2 extra matches that you may have to play if you're trying to make a run to the Champions League final. So I believe both clubs are trying to avoid dropping all 3 points. With this far into the Champions League campaign, this would be the 5th match played. Like I said, 3 points is vital for both teams. If you look at the current form, including Champions League and just domestically, in the last 5, Chelsea has a better form than Barcelona. They're 4-1-0 in their last 5, where Barcelona sits at 3-1-1. And obviously, our last loss was against Real Madrid in the El Clasico. Now, you can argue that the teams that we played in our last 5 is a little bit more difficult to manage compared to what Chelsea has played in their last 5. Remember, they played Wolves twice in that last 5. So I'm not taking anything away from Chelsea. They are on better form. You know, the numbers don't lie, but at least providing a little bit of context behind that, I still would say Barcelona and Chelsea, as far as form, is like, again, another thing that they're like neck and neck in. So looking at our history again, just going over our head-to-head, looking up, I had to do some research behind this. Barcelona has played 14 times against Chelsea, dating back to the 99-2000 season. Barcelona's won 4 times, Chelsea has won 4 times, and there's been 6 draws. Like, you almost couldn't get no more even than a 4-6-4 for both teams out of 14 matches. Historically, this rivalry has had everything: controversy, late game winners, heartbreaks, triumphant victories, having a win on the road. Like, I mean, this match has had everything. It's been star-riddled. from the Chelsea squads going back to the 2011, even before that in 06, 07. But from the memories I have for sure in that 2011, 2012, and all the players on Chelsea's team, and obviously with the Barcelona team, Pep's Barcelona, it's crazy to think with all those stars that both teams has had, and they played against each other that many times, and there's really no clear winner as far as who's had an advantage over each other in the last 14 times we played, again with both teams' record being 4 wins, 6 draws, 4 losses. So understanding the context of the history tells you every time we play it's a close match. Understanding both clubs' current form and where we sit in the Champions League table and the importance behind this match, I will say that this is probably one of the bigger games Chelsea and Barcelona has had in a very long time, especially when you consider it being a group stage match. Usually in the past, you have 4 teams in a group, you play everybody twice, and if Chelsea and Barcelona are ever in the same group, more often than not, those 2 teams are the favorites to make it out. But in this new format, with us trying to pick up 3 points to avoid the round of 16 knockout little playoff that they have, and in terms of where we at in form, and like I said, the importance of having the 3 points and where we sit domestically, it's a lot on the line while both teams are right here as far as performance against each other domestically and just here recently. So how many times I'm gonna have to reiterate, but this is a huge match between the two, and I can't wait to watch. We will be doing a live stream on this match. Make sure y'all dial in on that, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do and like the video. But yeah, man, this is a lot riding on the line. Going into this match, there's a few key absences for both clubs. Starting with Barcelona, Pedri was not able to get back healthy in time for this match, so he is out. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen with a back injury. He's recovering from that. Should be here cleared soon, but will not be in the squad. And obviously we know about Gavi. He probably won't be back until around March. As far as Chelsea, Palmer was expected to be back from his first injury, but then I believe he just fractured his toe at home, which is, how does that happen? I mean, luckily for us, we don't have to worry about Cole Palmer, but as a fan of football, I would have liked to seen Cole Palmer on the field available in these kind of matches, but it does not look like he will be in the squad against Barcelona as he's dealing with a toe injury. We already know about Colwill. He already has an ACL injury he's dealing with. He's going to be out for the season. And Lafia is dealing with a thigh injury. I'm not sure on when he will return, but he's now going to be in the squad listing against Barcelona. So some key absences for both teams. So injuries cannot be an excuse, to say the least, with us missing arguably the best midfielder in the world and Chelsea missing their best player, I believe, in Cole Palmer. So nobody can come out of this game using injury as an excuse. I think both teams are missing key players, but for the most part, the players that are available, both 11s are strong enough to be able to come out of there against really anybody and try to pick up 3 points. So I don't think you can use injuries as an excuse, but I wanted to point it out nonetheless. Looking at the starting 11 for Barcelona, my starting 11 is going to be different than what other people's starting 11s may be, and I'm all for that. It's up for, just debate, just having that conversation. I've seen the starting 11 with FootMob, and my lineup is completely different than theirs. But let's just get into it. In goal, I will have John Garcia. Right back, I'm having Koundé. My 2 center backs, Ronald Araujo and Kubarsi. And my left back is Balde. In midfield, since we know Pedri is not back, we have Frenkie de Jong coming back. Obviously, he didn't play last match because he had a red card situation he was dealing with. So he's going to be back in the Champions League. That's no problem. I'm having him as one of my 2 holding midfielders. And my other holding midfielder is going to be Eric Garcia. You look online, you may see Dani Olmo there. You may see Marc Casado there. But for me, I'm actually going to put Eric Garcia there because having to go to Stamford Bridge in the game where we need our defense to be rock solid, him at the 6, he showed in the few times we asked him to play there, defensively he's rock solid. At times I have some minor complaint with Eric Garcia being at the 6 and sometimes his progression of the ball looking forward. He's not awful, but obviously at times you can see him make mistakes and understand this is not his natural position. But nonetheless, he can still play that position very well. And with having to go to Chelsea and having to deal with their runners, it may be wise to pair him next to Frankie de Jong. While Frankie controls the ball in the tempo, he can have a partner next to him that he's probably not accustomed to having, because it's usually Pedri and Fermin Lopez next to him. So that means Frankie de Jong has to be the defensive anchor. But again, without Pedri, I say in my prediction, in my starting 11, I'm starting Eric Garcia at the 6 next to Frankie de Jong. And those are my 2 holding midfielders. And then my 10 is going to be Fermin Lopez, because I mean he's just been one of our better players this season. So I think it's a given you have to go with Fermin Lopez at the 10. As far as the wingers, on the right you only have one option, and it's a given. We're going to go with Lamine Yamal. On the left, you could do a multitude of options. You can start Rashford out there. You can either start Rafinha out there. He's back. You can even do something a little bit different by throwing Dani Olmo out left if Fermin is going to be at the 10. Remember, he used to play a little bit of left mid for RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga. But for me, my left wing option would be Rashford. He's been in good form. He was just playing with England in the World Cup qualifiers. If it wasn't for the flu that he picked up, he would have started against Athletic Bilbao. It looks like he got over that. So I will start him at left wing. Again, with Rafinha, him just coming back from injury, and he was only able to get like 20 or so minutes against Bilbao. I wouldn't jump in to start him just yet. So my 2 wingers would be Lamine and Rashford, and then obviously at the striker positions, no discussion. If he's healthy, Lewandowski starting, point blank, period. So again, to round that off, you got Joan Garcia, Koundé, Ronald Araujo, Kubarsi, Balde, Eric Garcia, Frankie de Jong, Fermin Lopez in the midfield, Lamine Yamal, Rashford, and Lewandowski. I think that starting 11 there is strong enough to go to Chelsea and pick up 3 points. Not saying it's going to be easy. I definitely don't think that. History-wise, head-to-head wise, like current form wise, everything that you can use as a measurement will tell you I'm probably wrong in predicting that Barcelona is going to come out of Stamford Bridge with 3 points. That's me speaking with my heart, mind you, that I'm saying we're going to come out there with 3 points. My head is telling me there's been more draws than wins for either of the 2 clubs. As far as current form, neck to neck, where we sit in a group stage right there next to each other, this has draw written all over. It just does. I can't flat out sit here and say with my head, thinking consciously, if I'm putting money on this and I actually want my money to win, I will probably put it on a draw more than any of the 2 teams getting all 3 points. But I don't think either of the 2 teams will be playing for a draw, understanding that 3 points in this match can go a long way into helping either of the 2 clubs making it to the automatic round of 16 instead of having to play for the playoff. That being said, I would like to know what you guys thought about my match prediction, my starting 11 for Barcelona, and I would like to know what you guys think of this rivalry we have between Chelsea and Barcelona and the history that we share. What's your favorite moment between these 2 teams, if you're a Chelsea fan or even if you're a Barcelona fan? And what's the moment between these 2 that has had you heartbroken, that you're probably still not over with? Like I said, with me, that 2011-2012 knockout, when they had a red card and we just got the goal back, I'm thinking Barcelona's on their way. And then Ramirez gets that chip goal, and then Torres gets the winner when he rounds Victor Valdez. I'm still not over that. But like I said, I got a lot of respect for Chelsea, and there's been some fun games for sure between the 2 clubs. But again, like I said, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Definitely leave a comment down below to let me know what you think about this game. Like I said, your favorite moment, your most painful moment. What would your starting 11 be if it's different than mine? Do you agree with me starting Eric Garcia in the 6? And yeah, man, like I said, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video, and join the conversation down below by putting a comment. I will be live streaming the match tomorrow between Chelsea and Barcelona. So make sure y'all tune in with me. It's just me and a couple people that be in there chatting. As we get bigger, you know, I'm sure more and more of y'all will tune in. And I appreciate all the love and support that y'all been showing me on my YouTube. As more videos will come, you better believe that. And yeah, man, we're going to end it on that note. Like I said, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video, comment down below your thoughts on this match between these two gigantic clubs, Champions League winning clubs. And yeah, I'm going to join in there in the conversation with y'all down below, and I'm going to get up with y'all when I can tomorrow, because I'm doing a live stream. So until then, man, I'm going to stop blabbering. I'm going to get up with y'all when I see y'all, man. Until then, Two-Tone out. Peace.